What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my mock draft 5.0. And this is the final mock draft, and the NFL draft is coming right around the corner. You got it on Thursday at 8 p.m. It's the first round. Friday is rounds 2 to 3, and Saturday is 4 to 7. And my final mock draft, I did 5 over the course of a while. But I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into it. First pick, it's Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is a generational player. He's all around the best player in the class. You can make an argument that it is Kyle Pitts. Now, I think Kyle Pitts is really slept on, but Lawrence, he's got the running ability, he's got the passing ability, he's got the clutchness, he's got the side, he's got the size. Lawrence has everything. I don't know how well he'll do in the NFL, but I know that the Jaguars aren't passing him up. And it is sad because the Jaguars could trade down, probably not sad, but it's mind blowing because the Jaguars could probably trade down 3 spots, and I don't know, 3 spots, 4 spots to pick 5 or pick 4, and get probably 3 or 4 first round picks along with a great other player. Now, the Jets at 2, Jets, I think there's a lot of rumors that they'll go Fields. They're not going to go Fields. They're going Wilson. All right, Wilson is the pickup right here, and I think it makes the most sense because I think Zach Wilson has the most all around. He's the best all around player. Fields, I think, is the most mobile, and I think Lance is also very all around. But Zach Wilson, I think they will go. Third pick, I'm going to have the San Francisco 49ers going Mac Jones. I can tell that Kyle Shanahan and that offense is intrigued by him. I don't think they're really looking for a mobile quarterback, and we all saw what Jimmy Garoppolo did in 2020. All right, he got them to the Super Bowl. I think Mac Jones is very similar to a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo or Alex Smith, like they had in the late 2000s, in the 2000s. So I think Mac Jones is the pickup right here, and I could see them going Justin Fields, but I'm not completely sold on Fields. Neither am I Lance. Next, the Falcons at 4. I'm going to have the Falcons go Kyle Pitts. I like Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts is the best player in the draft other than Lawrence. Kyle Pitts, he's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the agility. 6'6", 240, plays like a receiver. And I know they got Hayden Hurst. Why would the Falcons pass up a guy like him? And I get it, he's not the biggest need on the offense. But imagine healthy Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Kyle Pitts on an offense. You can, because it's just truly amazing, and Julio Jones can't stay healthy. But I think if they were to trade down, I think they could trade down to 9 or 10, and of course take a running back, or not a defensive player like Patrick Surtain or Micah Parsons. But I think if they'll stay at 4 and they'll take Pitts. Pick 5, Pitts is off the board. So the Bengals obviously are going Penei Sewell. All right, Penei Sewell is the best tackle in this class, the best offensive lineman in this class. People question his mobility, but in his proness, how ready he is for the pros. But Sewell, I think they need someone to protect Burrow. All right, Burrow. Ja'Marr Chase doesn't make sense. All right, people will say that he does, but it doesn't. All right, Joe Burrow doesn't. He has fine weapons. All right, he's got Tyler Boyd. He's got T Higgins. T Higgins, by the way, I think will break out this season. He's got Auden Tate. He's got good weapons. Not great, but he has good weapons. And he needs help in the offensive line. Burrow, one of the main reasons why the Bengals haven't been good is because of the offensive line. Even with Andy Dalton, they just couldn't make any playoff runs because Andy Dalton had no protection. I think if you're building around a quarterback, you got to focus on the offensive line first. So Sewell's the pick. Pick 6, the Dolphins. It's difficult. Because you got a lot of options. I mean, Chase, Waddle, Smith, they're all here. I don't know why Devontae Smith is regressing in value. He won the Heisman. Like, I don't know why. You could go offensive tackle, like Rashawn Slater, I wouldn't be mad at. No, not Elijah Vera Tucker, but Rashawn Slater wouldn't be bad. And then defense is a big need. Edge rushers, Azeez Ojulari wouldn't be a good pick. But Micah Parsons, you got. But I think the pick's going to be Ja'Marr Chase. I for sure think if Kyle Pitts is on the board, you got to take him. If Sewell's on the board, you got to take him. But Chase is on the board. He can be your wide receiver 3, very similar to what the Cowboys did with CeeDee Lamb last season. I think Tua is a bust. I don't think Tua will succeed in the NFL. And I think they will draft Sam Howell next season or Spencer Rattler, one of them. But for pick 7, the Lions, I'm having them go Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle is the best footwork in the class. Now I know he was banged up with injuries this season, but he's still amazingly good at. He's so amazing at route running. I consider him like a bit more of an agile, faster version of Davante Adams, but I really think Jalen Waddle is just such a great player, and I think the Lions need weapons. A receiving corps, Brashad Perriman, Tyrell Williams. No. Goff needs help. I wouldn't be mad at Micah Parsons right here, but Waddle makes sense. Pick 8, the Panthers. The Panthers will go defense, what they need the most. Patrick Surtain. All right, they brought in some nice defensive player. They brought in a nice defensive player in Hassan Reddick. They brought in who else did they bring in? But I know they brought in Hassan Reddick. They brought in David Moore while losing Curtis Samuel. I really like the offense. I think aside from offensive line, the offense is set. I think in the defense, though, you got it. They have weak corners. Dante Jackson, extremely fast and underrated, but that's about it. They got rid of one of the shining spots in James Bradbury, but I think Patrick Surtain can fill in that role of cornerback that they need. Pick 9, the Denver Broncos. There's still 2 quarterbacks on the board. All right, it's a little bit weird, but I'm gonna have the Denver Broncos going Justin Fields right here out of Ohio State. I know that the Broncos they haven't had success at in the last few years. And since Peyton Manning, they haven't had a quarterback who's had legitimate potential. I mean, you got Paxton Lynch, very hyped up, didn't do anything. Drew Lock hasn't done anything. Jeff Driscoll hasn't done anything. So I think Justin Fields isn't the guy. You can't think about Ohio State's past. We all know what's happened with Ohio State quarterbacks, but I'm worried about Trey Lance's college experience. Played 1 game this year, and he played at North Dakota State. But I'm for sure going to have Justin Fields. Pick 10, the Cowboys. Now, I think the Cowboys really need to go offensive line, but I wouldn't be mad if they go J.C. Horn right here. Because we all know that you have Tyron Smith and Lael Collins returning this season. Do you really go offensive tackle? I mean, you could go interior, but I think they will take Rashawn Slater and they will move him inside the guard. Because I think Slater, he's he seems very, very pro ready. And I think he's a lot like a guy like Mekhi Becton. He can make an immediate impact. I think Rashawn Slater can move into the inside a lot like Michael Onwenu did for the New England Patriots. But I think the Cowboys will take him. Next, the New York Giants. New York Giants, there's a lot they could go right here. They could fill in that offensive guard need with Elijah Vera Tucker. They could go the defense and take Micah Parsons. I wouldn't be mad at that, but I think they should go Micah Parsons right here. I think it's the fair pick. We all know that their linebacker game isn't very good. Didn't they have? I think they had the irrelevant the pick Mr. Irrelevant last season. Yeah, they did. I'm pretty sure. But at linebacker, but I think Micah Parsons, he's very built. He's not really a pass coverage linebacker like JOK is, but I really think it's a must. It's a must pick. I think they need to fill in that linebacker role. I don't really think they should reach on a guy like Elijah Vera Tucker. Parsons was great at Penn State. Now, pick 12, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to go DeVonta Smith. DeVonta Smith out of Alabama. I think DeVonta Smith is very, very good. And he won the Heisman. He won 20 touchdowns, and all the Heisman in recent seasons have gone in the first round. And the only one who hasn't is Derrick Henry. What happened to now, you know how that backfired to other teams. DeVonta Smith isn't going past 12. All right, Smith is going either to the Eagles. He's either going to the Eagles or that team like the Giants will make a move on him, or a team like the Panthers or Lions will take him. But Smith is for sure going to a must-need wide receiver Eagles team. I mean, they passed up on DK Metcalf with JJ Arcega-Whiteside. They passed up Justin Jefferson with Jalen Reagor. I think DeVonta Smith. They can't pass up on another receiver. Next, pick 13, the Los Angeles Chargers will go with an offensive tackle, and that is Christian Darrisaw. Out of Virginia Tech, he'll play on the other side of Brian Bulaga. They brought in Corey Linsley, so I think this offensive line will be very much better for, of course, Justin Herbert. Last season, a lot like Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert did not have a lot of help. I mean, the receivers, they were good. He had Mike Williams, he had Keenan Allen, he had Hunter Henry, and then, of course, he had Austin Eckler for some of the years. So it was just they were just missing help on defense, and then, of course, offensive line. So I think Darrisaw could fill in that role. For pick 14, the Minnesota Vikings, the most slept-on team in the NFL. Their defense is now healthy. I think it's gonna be very scary. They need to go. They need to go offensive guard, and I think it's Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC. Kirk Cousins, when he doesn't have the right protection, he's horrible. All right, Kirk Cousins, he panics and he throws a stupid pass, interception. Kirk Cousins is that type of guy that makes bad decisions under pressure. So I think they need to fill in that guard need, and they need to protect Kirk Cousins. Pick 15, the Patriots. Now, I'm not being biased, but Trey Lance fell to them conveniently. Now I know they could go Rashad Bateman if they wanted, but why not go the quarterback on the board to back up Cam Newton for a year? In my first mock, I had the Patriots going Lance, but if you look at the picks ahead of them, I mean, the Vikings, no. The Chargers, no. Eagles, maybe, but I don't think they will. The Giants won't. The Cowboys won't. The Broncos could. The Broncos could take Lance, but then Fields would fall to the Patriots, and it all wraps around the Mac Jones pick. If Fields goes to the 49ers, then Mac Jones will go to the Patriots, I think, and then Lance will go to the Broncos. But either way, the Patriots will take a quarterback with this pick. And I think Trey Lance can sit behind Cam Newton for a few games. I really like Trey Lance's potential. I don't know about his pro readiness, but I think he could definitely sit on the bench for a year. Maybe pick 15 for Jordan Love. I don't know. There was leak footage, but I don't know about it. I wouldn't count on it. Pick 16, the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are fine at receiver. People are saying they could go Bateman. Why would they go Bateman when they have a DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, and AJ Green receiving core? I don't know. But I think the pick's got to be defense. I think they need help at linebacker, and why not go JOK? I could see them go J.C. Horn too, but I would not mind that. But I think JOK is the pick right here. JOK demonstrates amazing pass coverageness, and he just really is the guy they've been missing. I mean, they lost Hassan Reddick to free agency this year. I don't think Jordan Hicks and Devondre Campbell are anything special anymore, and I think it would be between these two teams, and I think the Cardinals would take them. 17, the Raiders, I'm going to have them go J.C. Horn. They need cornerback help desperately. They don't really have anything. They brought in some talent on the edge. I believe it was Yannick Ngakoue they brought in, but I think they definitely need help at corner. They got Lamarcus Joyner, and they got Damien Arnett, but I think it still needs help. Pick 18, the Dolphins. Dolphins can go running back right here, and I wouldn't be mad at it. But I also think they should go defensive line because they don't really have defensive line. That's Christian Barmore out of Bama. Barmore was very good at Bama. All right, Barmore is a guy that the Dolphins will need to have because they lost a lot of help on the defense. All right, you look at it, they lost Kyle Van Noy, who was a big contributor. They, of course, they didn't really have Raekwon McMillan, but it's still not an impressive defensive line. It's not an impressive defense at all. Xavier Howard and Byron Jones is a good cornerback duo, but other than that, it's not impressive. They need to beef up the D line because they weren't really there in pressure this season. And pick 19, the Washington football team, I think they need to stop spreading the rumors that they're going to trade up. They're not going to trade up to pick 9 and move 3 first round picks to move up for a quarterback that's not guaranteed. I think they need to go. They could go anything with this pick. Honestly, they brought in William Jackson. So I don't think I don't think they need a corner anymore. I mean, we all know that amazing defensive line that they have. So I don't think they need edge rusher, Kwity Paye or Azeez Ojulari. So I think, what do they go right here? Do they go defense? Do they bulk up the defense? Do they go Trevor Merrick? Do they go corner? Do they go kicker? I'm just kidding. I could see them go wide receiver right here, and I'm going to have them go Rashad Bateman. Now, I know they brought in Curtis Samuel this year. Wait, did I press Rashad? Yeah, I did. I know they brought in Curtis Samuel this season, but I still think they need a wide receiver 3. Terry McLaurin, I think, is overrated. I think Terry McLaurin just is hyped up by too many people. He's underrated in fantasy, but in sports talk, he's overrated. Now, I think Bateman is the perfect demonstration of a skilled receiver. He's got that speed. He's got pretty good size. I'm pretty sure he's got size. But yeah, he's got some pretty good size, but he's just not all that. And he's got speed. So I think Bateman would be a great pick as their wide receiver 3. Pick 20. The Bears aren't. Kadarius Toney's a reach. Terrence Marshall a reach. They need to go offensive line. In that offensive line, I would like to see them go Landon Dickerson or Creed Humphrey, but I think the pick's got to be Sam Cosmi out of Texas. Sam Cosmi, very good offensive tackle. They could use help at offensive line, and I don't know what the Bears are thinking about starting Dalton over Foles, but they can do whatever they want. But whoever's quarterback needs to be protected, and without protection, we're going to see what happened last year. Nick Foles gets hurt, and Mitchell Trubisky finishes the year. So they need protection. They need to protect their quarterback, and they need to protect their potential future quarterback that they could be getting next season. Pick 21, the Colts. I'm going to have the Colts go with the defense side of the ball, and that's Greg Newsome out of Northwestern. Now, I do like Kenny Moore and Rocky Sin and Xavier Rhodes, but I don't think it's enough at the cornerback position. Greg Newsome demonstrated that at Northwestern. He's really climbed in the draft board, and he's climbed over Caleb Farley and Sante Samuel, Eric Stokes. So I think Newsome would be a good pick as their number 2 corner. Next, Tennessee Titans. I think the Tennessee Titans still need to go defense. Now, I know they brought in Bud Dupree, but it's still not all that great of a defense. They lost Jadeveon Clowney. Why not fill that role by taking Kwity Paye out of Michigan? Kwity Paye was great at Michigan, and he was up here in the draft boards months ago, but now he's really fallen to the end of the first round, which is just really surprising. But I don't think they can pass up right here. So I think Kwity Paye is the pick. The Jets with pick 23, they need to go running back. They bring in their quarterback of the future. Bring in your running back of the future. Najee Harris, he's got a great combination of size, athleticism, and then he's got the power back in him. He's got elusive back, and he's got receiving in him. So I think Najee Harris would be amazing to pair up with Zach Wilson, and it would be a brand new young core for them to bring in to the offense and really revamp the offense. You have a young offensive line. You have a young quarterback, a young running back, and possibly a young receiver that they can get in the second round. Pick 24, the Steelers. I really like this guy. Landon Dickerson, and I'm going to have them go Landon Dickerson out of Bama. Landon Dickerson, I think, was a great center at Bama. He was part of the reason why Mac Jones broke out this season. He's part of the reason why Tua broke out, too. Landon Dickerson, truly a game changer for Bama with great offensive lineman, didn't let up much sacks at all. And Landon Dickerson would be a good fill-in for the Steelers. We all know Marquise Pouncey is retiring. He's getting up there in age. So Landon Dickerson could fill in immediately and hopefully make an immediate impact. Pick 25, the Jacksonville Jaguars need to go offensive line. And why not go with a guy like Dylan Radunes out of North Dakota State, two first-round North Dakota State guys. They need protection for Trevor Lawrence. They don't want what happened to Joe Burrow to happen to Trevor Lawrence this year, because Trevor Lawrence really, they need to protect him for him to succeed. Trevor Lawrence is the type of guy who needs protection to succeed in the league. So Dylan Radunes would play an immediate impact. He could play at Tevin Jenkins or Leatherwood. I think he's better than both of them. And then pick 26, the Browns brought in Jadeveon Clowney since my last draft. I'm not having them go Ojulari. So where do they go with this pick? Did they go Jamin Davis? I would like to see them go Jamin Davis. I would also like to see them go receiver, but I'm going to have them go Jamin Davis out of Kentucky. I like this guy, and I think he's really climbed in the mock drafts due to his pro day and then all of that, and the in the bowl games and all of that. So I think Jamin Davis would be a good pickup for the Browns. They don't really have a good linebacker core. I think Clowney, Olivier Vernon, I think those guys are edge rushers. So I think Jamin Davis, a guy like him, would really make an immediate impact at linebacker. Jamin Davis was great at Kentucky, and he would be good in the Browns system, defensive system. We all know it's very drastically improving. Pick 27, the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens need to go receiver, but at the same time, they need to go defense. They need to go with the beef up the line, and I'm going to have them go Azeez Ojulari. I don't think bringing in a receiver would make an impact on Lamar Jackson. I think it would be cool if they brought in Terrace Marshall, but I think they need to focus on the defense. Azeez Ojulari would be a great pickup, and he's a steal. He's a 10-pick steal, according to PFN. But I think it would be a good pick because I think we all know they lost Matthew Judon at the New England Patriots. He could be a great fill-in for them, and he could play as fill-in for Matt Judon. He can play at linebacker. He can play in the edge. Pick 28, I have the New Orleans Saints. This is a shocker, but I'm actually going to have them go. No, I'm not. Do I? This is difficult. Yeah, this one's really difficult. They could use a wide receiver 100% because they don't really have a receiving. So I think they're gonna stick with famous Jameis, and Taysom Hill, and I think they'll take Terrace Marshall with this pick. I like it. The Terrace Marshall at LSU kind of was shadowed by Ja'Marr Chase in 2020. But this season, without Ja'Marr Chase, with Ja'Marr Chase opting out, you got Marshall. I think Marshall will be a great pickup. Pick 29. He could help out famous Jameis and help him not throw as many interceptions and help Taysom Hill not fumble as much. Pick 29. The Packers are going to go with the guy who was originally up here in the draft board, who's fallen to the end of the first round, Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech. I like Caleb Farley. I know he didn't do much this season due to injuries and opting out. So I think he opted out. I don't know. But Caleb Farley in 2019, he progressed in 2020. I think Caleb Farley, that was a big reason because people didn't take in the fact that, of course, he had experience issues, but concerns. But now I think that they're worrying about it. Concerns about experience, and I don't think the reason why I think he's low in the draft board is because of experience concern, not because of skill. But I think Farley at pick 29, we all know what happened in the Packers in the NFC Championship game. They just couldn't guard the receivers. They got lucky many times that Mike Evans dropped those passes. Kevin King isn't very good. And then, of course, you got a guy like Jaire Alexander, who's going to need help in the backfield at cornerback. And then pick 30, I think the Bills would go running back if Najee Harris was on the board. But I don't think ETN's the guy they need right now. So I'm going to have the Bills go with an offensive lineman. But who do they go with? I would like to see them go Tevin Jenkins, but I also would like to see them go Creed Humphrey. They could use pass rush too, like Joseph Asai, but I'm going to have them go Xavier Collins out of Tulsa. I think Xavier Collins is extremely underrated. They could use linebacker help, and if they can bulk up the defense a little bit more, they are my clear favorites for the AFC. And I like Xavier Collins, and I think he'd be a great addition to the Bills' defense and hopefully help them win a Super Bowl. I'm a Patriots fan, so I wouldn't want that. But from the Bills' perspective, hopefully it can help them win the Super Bowl. Pick 31, the Ravens have the pick because the Chiefs traded for Orlando Brown. Now, I think the Ravens, this is their opportunity to go wide receiver. They also could go offensive tackle because they did trade Orlando Brown away. But that's boring. Let's go with Kadarius Toney. I'm gonna have them go Elijah Moore. You can call me crazy, but I think Elijah Moore is the more talented wide receiver. I think Kadarius Toney isn't first round talented, and I think Elijah Moore isn't either. But I think Elijah Moore is the better one out of them both. And I think Elijah Moore out of Mississippi is built very well, and I think he's got the perfect combination of speed, athleticism, and deep route running. He can also play in the slot. So Elijah Moore with the pick, and then pick 32, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They already got their power backs with Lombardi Lenny, and Rojo. So I think they'll go with the receiving back in Travis Etienne. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is the full mock draft. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, and write hashtag draft, hashtag 2021 draft in the comments down below. But I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.